Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Heavyweight Commentary proudly brings to you the podcast champions of the world. It's my main man, Mr. Breezy. And I'm your boy, Big K-Dawg.
The
And we are.
heavyweight commentary.
I'm going to turn so it looks like I'm facing you. Like
Oh,
looking straight, it looks like I'm not looking at you.
oh.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, well, you can't see in the podcast, but if you watch the video back of this later, which you will be able to, Breezy's not in studio today. Breezy is
No.
on location. He's got
Yeah.
the hepatosurfalitis,
Something like
so
that.
I told him you're not allowed in the dog pound, homie. You got to stay home.
Oh, and yes, rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm a little under the weather, but we still got to do it. The show must go on.
Yeah, 100%. That being said, before we get started, I feel like we need to do something.
What's that?
I feel like we need to give a shout out to Stevie Richards.
Hey, no doubt, man. No doubt.
So, the reason, if you guys haven't watched our content on TikTok or our short form content, last year for Christmas, Breezy got me a cameo by Rizzo from NXT. And
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. Love Rizzo to death. She's the greatest. And then, so this year, I hooked Breezy up with a cameo from Stevie Richards because I know we both enjoy his content. And
Yes.
so I just put on the thing, hey, wish Breezy a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and then roast him for his bad wrestling takes. That's what I put for his, like, because they if you're not familiar with Cameo, you can pay money to have a celebrity wish whatever, like record a video for your friend. And so they asked for you to give them like some direction for the video. So my direction was roast Breezy on his bad wrestling takes. So he hit me back and he was like, "Hey, does can this be a joke? And then what's the name of your podcast?" So I told him the name of our podcast. He literally went and watched footage of our podcast so that he could bring actual content to this cameo. So he went and watched some of our videos and looked at our content and then commented on it, called us both by our podcast names in the cameo, uh, and he recorded like a 5-minute video. And it was the best cameo ever. Like I've seen a lot of,
Yes.
like you watch creators and see what kind of videos they do. This was literally the best cameo ever. My man did like cut scenes and all kinds of stuff. It was great.
100%, man. We talked about this, man. One thing I will say with Stevie Richards is I've seen cameos. I've seen good cameos. I've seen some, as far as cameos go, in terms of the money, in terms of the value, what have you. Stevie Richards, for what he's charging, is giving a good amount of value, incredible value. I take nothing away from what he's doing. Matter of fact, I firmly support him. I recommend him for any wrestling fan out there. And if you don't even know who he is, that's a whole different story. But as far as having a wrestling personality, a former wrestler in pretty much any promotion you can think of, dude is top notch, funny. He is thoughtful. The number one thing I can take away from Stevie Richards, man, and much love to Stevie, because that really meant a lot. First, Big K-Dawg appreciates you getting the cameo, and then secondly, to Stevie Richards, the thought that he put into it when he could have just made a canned, hey, what's up, whatever, breezy video. He could have just rushed the 30-second video for the money, and with someone of his stature, rightfully so. The fact that he did what he did the way he did it, um, respect, nothing but respect, impressive. I take my hat off to him, man. I'm very impressed, and I'm thankful for that gift. And the most important part of it, the shot, the heavyweight commentary, the time he took to watch our content, the opportunity that he took uh, to show us the love he did, priceless. 100% priceless. So, man, kudos, huge up to Stevie Richards. I have nothing but love for him because he didn't have to do what he did, and he went all out to do what he did. So, man, big shout out. Big shout out. Big kid, all
Yeah,
you good?
yeah. I don't know what happened. Like the camera just went out, but
Oh, shoot.
I'm not gonna mess with it. It's still recording. Um, so it won't let me switch cameras. So
Oh,
we're just gonna go with this. If it comes back, it comes back. Um, but I I agree. I think what a great cameo, and for the value too. Like not for nothing, he's not a super big wrestler that everyone should know, but those who are diehard wrestling fans should know who he is.
yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. The Blue World Order, these things what you want, man. I think guys like Stevie always have a place because number one, they never take themselves too seriously.
Right.
Number two, they're incredible workers. And three, they're always going to be guys who they work on their physique, they stay right to the business, and they're always ready. Hence, Matt Cardona, having that same idea. I have no doubt he got it from guys like Stevie Richards, who that's what they do on a consistent basis. So, man, big shout out. I can't say enough good things about him. And he has, to me, one of the most insightful channels, wrestling channels, that is, on YouTube. The dude analyzing injuries, botches, whole storylines, um, in and out of the ring. He's brilliant. To me, he has a great mind, and I love that he's flexing that part of his career now on the other side of his in-ring career. So shout out to Stevie, man. Much love to Stevie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just top notch dude. Um, One thing I will say that he mentioned, I watched pretty much all of his behind the scenes video. He's in Florida,
Oh, yeah, wrestling Valhalla.
right?
Yeah, where all the guys go. Wrestling Valhalla. Wrestlers don't die; they just go to Florida.
We don't die, we multiply.
Yeah, and they all around Tampa.
So, okay, now that we got that out of the way, we got to talk
Yes,
about some wrestling.
no doubt, man. We got a lot to talk about. So which way, what direction you want to go with it?
I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the glaring Austin Theory problem.
Oh, wow. You mean
Yeah,
A
A Town
Town
Down.
Down?
Yeah, I still don't know what that means, and I used to live in Northeast Atlanta.
I think it comes from that Ti song. I think it was Ti. Peace up, A Town Down. So if you throw the peace sign out, then
Usher.
you flip it. Was that you
Oh,
Usher?
Usher used to say A Town Down.
Yeah, I remember Ti having that peace up, A Town Down. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
You got me.
It's so hard to like. I, I, even with this repackage, I still think that he's not what they're trying to make him be. This is
Are we
so
getting a new Roman
unbelievable.
Reigns?
Watching this iteration of him, is even worse than the last one.
Is this Roman Reigns 2.0?
It might be, because this is terrible.
Oh man, I gotta be careful laughing so clear. Well,
I
that'll clear my chest.
I would rather go to the podiatrist and have them cut out an ingrown toenail with no Novocaine than I would watch Austin Theory and this iteration on my TV screen. I would rather
Huh.
do the jelly bean game with all the bad flavors
Oh no.
and eat all the bad ones in a row than I would watch this iteration of Austin Theory on my TV screen. I would rather
Whoa.
have diarrhea for 3 days straight
Wow.
and lose 20 pounds from diarrhea and so much than I would watch this iteration of Austin Theory on my TV screen.
That bad, you said?
I would rather watch 147 straight episodes of The Bachelor than I would watch Austin Theory on my TV screen.
Oh man, wow. That bad.
I would rather watch 198 straight episodes of The View than I would watch Austin Theory on my TV screen.
Wow. Man. Wow. I don't know that he's that bad.
Oh, he's terrible.
Man. Now, I think the issue that we obviously all have as wrestling fans is we knew it was Austin Theory who was the man in the match. We knew it.
Well, it was leaked after the first week.
Sure. Did we want it to be Austin Theory? No. None of us wanted that. None of us were hoping for that. Let's just keep it 100. None of us wanted that. When we got the reveal, he looked a little bit more military, a little bit more like Seth Rollins. He definitely had a more Seth Rollins esque appearance with the tights. It was like, okay, the repackaging. Okay, let's give him a chance. And then they brought him back out with a very similar presentation to what he had before. Now, the new theme, I was feeling the new theme. I think the problem that I had with the whole new entrance was, man, they're trying. WWE keeps doing this. They tell us this is the guy. This is the guy, y'all. Hey, guess what? Hey, it's like, waking you up out of bed. Hey, 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 hey. This is the guy. Peeking around the corner. Like, this is the guy. And you're like, please don't insult me. Because wrestling fans, it used to be that we could just say, dang, whoa, who is that? And that was the guy. That was it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to package, you didn't have to tell us that Crow Sting was it. When Crow Sting dropped down from the rafters, we're like, oh, what? That was it.
Yeah.
NWO. That was it.
I think that's the thing that bugs me is like, instead of letting people develop organically, they push and push and push someone until like they just either they make it or they don't.
Yeah.
For instance, I mean, not for nothing, look what they did to Jey Uso.
You think that was WWE's fault, or do you think that had a lot to do with Jey Uso himself?
Oh no, I think that was WWE because
Really?
they pushed him in places he shouldn't have been pushed. He should have not won Royal Rumble.
Wow. Wow.
What did it do for him?
Yeah, I think the Royal Rumble is honestly the predictor. Like, I never forget, and I always go back to when Roman Reigns was first really popping off with the Shield. It was him and Batista, back in the day when they brought Blue Tista back. And they thought it was going to be great to bring Blue Tista back for one last title run. And he beat Roman in the Rumble. The fans never forgave WWE and they never forgave Roman. It took a good decade for them to get over it because the next year they put Roman over. And when they put Roman over in the Rumble, everybody was like, we don't want Roman.
No, and they kept pushing Roman and kept putting Roman over, and everyone kept telling him. Everyone kept booing and booing and booing, and he just wasn't ready. And that's why I say, like, I blame it on WWE. I don't blame it on Jey Uso. I mean, Jey Uso is a great talent. Is he main event Jey Uso now? Maybe. Not really, though. And listen, I say this as a 48-year-old former athlete whose
Mm-hmm.
favorite pastime now is sitting on my couch because I'm a fat tub of crap. So, I'm not trying to say that I know wrestling better than anyone else, but I can see with my own eyes and see that he wasn't ready to handle what he got.
I would agree with you. I would agree that Jey Uso wasn't ready. I think that, and WWE does this. At least the new WWE, I believe, has done this more often than not. They make plans fall through, people get injured. They take a guy who they're like, you know what, he could fit, or as many former wrestlers have admitted, creative could say, you know what, we got something for wrestler X. Let's now see if we can do this because creative gets these whims and ideas of, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if wrestler X? And you could have a guy who is white hot, who makes perfect sense, and creative can say, we don't have anything for it.
Case in point, LA Knight.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
I thought I was seeing things there. I saw that.
No,
I
you
was like,
didn't. Yeah, I was hoping I didn't come through a camera. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I'm a little snotty and sniffly, y'all. So audience, please bear with me.
nah, you're good, fam. You're good. You're good. Yeah, and again, it's easy to sit here and criticize when we're not in those rooms.
Yeah,
We're not in that process. We are 100% armchair quarterback in this thing.
yeah,
Um, it's easy to sit on the outside and say, "Oh, you should have done this. You should have done that. You should have hit him with a wiffle ball bat."
yeah.
But at the same time, we're all fans, and we see this, and we watch this stuff, and they've asked us to get emotionally involved in this product, and we are. And then when it's like a bad relationship, if you go back to what John Cena said about the fans, WWE does that to the fans.
100%.
They take and they take and they take and they never give back, and all they do is just criticize our intelligence
Yeah.
and
We have to
insult
challenge
us,
it.
like act like we're idiots and morons, and
Yeah.
it's rough sometimes, man, because I love professional wrestling. I've watched for as long as I can remember. I've watched wrestling in one way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking from you know the original WrestleMania. Before that, I was watching WCW and NWA on TV on TBS.
Whatever came on, wherever it came on. Absolutely.
Well, we didn't have cable growing up, but TBS
Yeah,
was free,
exactly.
and that was WCW. So, and then I had Florida Championship Wrestling that came to the town that I live in now, which was like 20 minutes from my hometown, like 20 minutes from my house. So when they came into town, my dad used to take us to wrestling.
Oh yeah. But those were good days. I'm not gonna say they were the good old days, but those were great days. And you still have fans like us who are going to know that that existed. And I say it time and again. I want to keep saying it for the IWC uh, because it's true. WWE no longer cares about you, Big K-Dawg, about me, Breezy, about the wrestling fan of yesteryear. Case in point, right now, there is no such thing as a WWE network, let alone an archives. It's gone.
Yeah, well, it's still on Peacock, right?
No, see, for the first time since WWE Network, the Peacock deal is up, and therefore the archives is no more. I was shocked, but yeah, apparently this just recently hit. It may have been yesterday or the day before, but I just saw this headline, and it substantiated that Peacock deal's done. WWE now don't hold me to it's not there now, but as I understand, it will no longer be there very soon. It may have already taken effect.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, no archives footage. They're going to apparently their plan of action will be they'll put some things on Netflix and some things will trickle through YouTube just to kind of say, hey, catch this exclusive match or whatever. But there will no longer be that level of content that we once had.
That's crazy because I was on there.
But again, WWE doesn't care about Big K-Dawg. That therein lies your challenge, and that substantiates what I said about John Cena retiring. What we've been talking about with their programming, WWE slash TKO is not interested because they're writing their own narrative, they're doing their own thing, and they're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna give you the Austin theories. We're gonna give you Carmelo Hayes. We're gonna make a guy or make a girl, and it's like the Manchurian candidate. It's they're gonna piece together somebody. You're gonna say, who in the world is Bob? You love Bob. No, I don't. It's
I felt
what it
like
is.
ESPN used to do that back in the day, and that's what kind of made me stop watching ESPN. Is they went from just showing sports highlights and talking about the game to pushing certain people, and like if you weren't on, it was the first one that started was RG3.
Mm,
Everything was RG3. If you didn't watch RG3, you didn't care or whatever. I personally didn't like RG3. I thought he was a good athlete, but I thought he was not a good quarterback. And what happened? He got to the NFL and he got killed.
huh.
And that kind of trickled away, and then it was the next big thing, and they just keep going to like find somebody that sticks, and then everything was Tom Brady forever. And
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like they're following that same blueprint for everything that they do, and it's just like, you know, I don't know. It's so hard to be objective because now you can't like a certain wrestler because if it's not the person that WWE is interested in pushing, you're not going to see him.
And that's the whole idea. Control the narrative. Control the merch, control the masses. We're getting to the point where they think about the world we're living in. I mean, I just saw an article that said babies born in 2025 now will never know that AI wasn't a thing. We're getting to we're in a point of society. And I'm going to get kind of expanded here, but the point is with WWE, if they can control the narrative, they can show you what you're supposed to like and dislike and believe. And the fan that's coming up in this era is going to say, "You're crazy. That guy's the best ever." It's already happening.
Yeah, I can see that because watching wrestling matches now versus and I'm referring strictly to WWE here. I'm not including AEW or
Sure.
any other promotion. I'm talking about WWE matches and programs, like the way that they program a show. Like there's no there's no ring psychology anymore.
Hmm.
There's no storytelling anymore. Like you said, okay, like it's almost like they say, okay, here's the moves that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do A, B, C, D, and E, and you're gonna do F, G, H, I, J, and K, and we're gonna get those in this match no matter what.
Oh yes.
And like you said, they're not interested in having great wrestling matches. They're interested in having highlight reels that they can post on social media.
Well, think about what Paul Heyman said. I believe you 100%. I'm with you 100%. Think about what Paul Heyman said on Raw. He said something striking to me that I was like, "Wow." He's like, "You're Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Braun Breaker, I believe." But he said, "You're looking at in the next 5 years the WrestleMania main eventers." He said, "You're going to look back 5 years from now and say, man, these guys were all in division."
Yeah, I caught that too, and I was like, and he always says it's not a prediction, it's a promise.
Come on, bro. It's a spoiler. Come on. He goes tell you. He's telling you the end game right now. When I heard that, my ears perked up, and I was like, Paul Heyman is letting you know the plan. These are the guys who are going to push. Now, Braun Breaker, CM Punk said it. You're big, you're fast, you're strong. You have everything it takes right now. You should be champ. No doubt about it. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, there's a lot of conjecture out there. Nevertheless, WWE is going to push them. Why? Because they have an appeal. They look, you know, objectively speaking, they look good for the camera. Okay. They're always going to come out, have a 12 pack. You can put them on whatever brandings you want to put them on, lunch boxes, t shirts, hats, baseball bats. I don't know. Ice cream bars. They're always going to be branded well. They could always show up to anything and make the company seem legitimate, not legitimate to wrestling fans, but legitimate to media. Triple H said it best. Our competition is everything. He said, we're not competing with wrestling companies. We compete with every form of media out there. WWE is a media brand. It's no longer wrestling.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, man, is I'm starting to feel about wrestling now how I felt about it in the early 2000s. At least WWE wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's so boring. I used to be like excited to watch wrestling early late 20s when we started this podcast. Wrestling was fun. The bloodline was full effect. That was a
Man.
great storyline, and they just killed it for no reason.
Yes. put your ones in the air.
Yeah.
But now,
It's just
I'm with you. I'm with you.
it's like they're trying to recreate the bloodline with everybody, and they just can't do it.
I'm with you, man, because I felt that familiar feeling when I could be like, I could watch it or I cannot watch it. Honestly, if it weren't for us doing our analysis, if it weren't for us taking the time to give the people this content, I think it's safe to say for both of us, I wouldn't make it a priority to tune in or stay tuned in to WWE.
It's not Raw or SmackDown for sure.
Yeah, now facts, facts.
Now I watch NXT. I like NXT a lot. NXT, I think,
Yeah,
is the premier brand on WWE.
there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it because it's not you don't get the sense that it's so manufactured.
No, and the thing that I like is you can see guys trying out different personas and trying to find something that works for them that's believable.
Well, you know what it is, man. I feel like it's like it's like in the military, or when you have certain organizations where you're in a training program and then you get to that next level and you're actually, in the big time, and they say, "Hey, kids, forget all you learned in training." I feel like WWE is doing that. Like, it's like, okay, we wanted you to get the basics, we wanted you to get some stuff down in NXT, but now that you're on the main roster, we're gonna flip the script.
Yeah, like I'm not excited for Oba to go to the main roster now
The fear is real.
because I feel
It's
like
real.
when he goes to the main roster, they're just going to shit on him like they do every other NXT talent.
All the protection. I really hope they don't break that protection. I like that the disqualification happened with Cody. I didn't want to see Oba take a loss.
No, he shouldn't have. That was
You
that,
know,
that was the best, and we called it beforehand. I said it beforehand. I said Drew McIntyre is going to interfere and both leave the match strong. Cody doesn't lose, and Oba doesn't lose. It keeps your world championship strong, and it keeps your number one challenger rookie coming up through the system. It keeps him strong.
100%,
Because if he lost to Cody right there, he loses all believability as the ruler.
100%. He needs to be, and like you said, they got to keep him protected. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they don't make a mess of this kid because it would be a crime shame. It would just be a crime shame.
Yeah,
I don't want it. I don't want to see that. My honest fear with great talent like that is, man, how are they gonna mess this up?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a great recipe, and then somebody decides to add mustard, and you're like, where did mustard come in?
right. We're not making baked beans. Don't put no mustard in here.
Hey, yo, you know what? I've had great baked beans. Maybe I didn't know mustard was in it, but I don't rock with the mustard. Maybe I'm wrong because maybe I didn't know.
Mustard is in baked beans usually.
I've seen people do it when they
Not
make it.
not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen people do it. I just maybe I didn't know. I don't want to know.
Well, I mean, okay, so a different reference.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm making a really great grilled cheese sandwich,
yeah.
and then you put mustard on it.
Oh,
Yeah, it don't go there, and that's what's gonna happen. They've got a really great grilled cheese sandwich here in Obafemi, and I don't want to see him put mustard on him and make him lose to stupid people he should never lose to. I forget.
yeah.
I was watching something the other day, and I forget who said it, but they said, "Oh, it was times that it was times that wrestling like weird moments in wrestling, and it was showing like the finger poke of doom and
Yeah,
Jeff Jarrett laying down in the ring, and just a bunch of unscripted moments that were just terrible, right?
I'm
I
with you.
I just I don't want to see him do something stupid. And where I was going with this really is these are supposed to be believable fights. That's what wrestling is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a production of a believable fight without the guys getting hurt so that they can put on this production over and over again.
Sure.
That is the crux of professional wrestling.
Oh, 100%.
It is supposed to be a believable fight. It ain't even a fight anymore.
No,
It's a gymnastics competition.
no. You know, Stevie Richards just talked about this. Talk about what you were talking about in a roundabout way with CM Punk. And he mentioned, I guess, Kevin Nash had some comments about CM Punk wrestling with his shirt on Raw.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that.
you know, and he was basically saying, like, look, if on points where he agreed with Nash, where he disagreed with Nash, but with that, he mentioned something that like you hit on, which was the style of wrestling. Like he was saying, CM Punk wrestles more of a big man style in that it's not graceful, it's protected or what have you, and that brings me to your exact point of what wrestling has become because it's honestly got away from big men. I think that's a big part of it. It's gotten away from guys that you looked at and said, "Oh my gosh, I would not want to meet him in the dark alley." To guys who you're like, "I can take him."
Dude, I could throw half of the superstars around like rag dolls.
Oh yeah,
Carmelo Hayes might hit me 4 or 5 times, but I will rip his arm off and beat him to death with his own arm.
yo, because all you gotta do is get him once.
Yeah, all I gotta do is hit him once. I used to tell them little people all the time, you might hit me 5 or 6 times before I hit you, but when I hit you with one of these lunch boxes on the end of my arm, you gonna wake up next week sometime.
Facts,
Talking about
facts.
where I is.
Like good old George Foreman.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with a haymaker, and you're gonna go sleep. You're gonna go night.
That's a
You ever
wrap.
go night? You ever go night?
That's a wrap. But yeah, that's what it's turned into. It's kind of like, you see guys, you say, you know,
Bro, if you hit the ropes and you got to hit the second rope, half the girls roster has to hit the second rope.
and not on purpose, like Dean Ambrose, but like legit in the second
Yeah.
row.
Rey Mysterio hits the second rope.
Oh yeah,
But he's an anomaly.
sure.
Should he have ever beaten Brock Lesnar or Dave Batista? No.
And that's where one could argue that we stopped protecting the business because we wanted to favor storylines and wanted to favor a spectacle over something that was suspending disbelief.
Yeah, I've just been so frustrated lately, and I wasn't looking forward to tonight because I felt like tonight was going to be an hour of me complaining.
But it's real because it's what we love. You know, you got Ferrari owners saying, "Man, the new Ferrari sucks," right? Or you got guys who say, "I don't want an electric Charger or a Challenger car that is," right? You
No,
got guys who say, "I don't think the new Mustang Mach E is that." I mean, no matter what, any purist of any art form is going to have issues when the art form itself is changing. So I'm not hating on
I honestly like, and I haven't been, but I feel like I'm gonna have to start watching more AEW.
it. Man, yo, the Continental Classic tournament, I think was incredible. And AEW has done this so well. Booking things on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis that get you involved because you're like, this matters. There is a goal in mind, like the Owen Hart Cup, Continental Classic tournament. Let's see, you got Dynamite Diamond Ring, okay? Even number one contenders matches. AEW makes you feel like these things do matter. They make you feel like, oh man, yo, and then the titles that they have are defended, they change, the storylines, actually build the chase. AEW has got a lot of things going right. Just switched the title to MJF, man. Who would have thought? Because Samoa Joe seemed like he was on fire. Now, was Joe hurt? Not 100% sure. But nevertheless, they put it on MJF. And that's always a good bet. But AEW's cooking. I can't take nothing away from
And I think, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried to be true to WWE. I just, they're making it more and more difficult, man. They really are.
it. Because not for you. WWE does not care about Big K. I'm going to say to all the IWC, they don't care about if you are our generation. I'm 42 years old. Okay. If you can remember Wrestle Buddies, they don't care. If you can remember the original Slim Jim commercial with Randy Savage, they don't care. WWE is moved on from the rubber wrestlers that you had to bend them like if you had those, they don't care about you.
They just re-released those.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But they don't care because if they cared, there's no way they would have pulled out of John Cena. And then again with Ron Cena, just add insult to injury, choke out doggone R-Truth. For what? Because they want to remind you we're in control. It's worse than the authority because now it's real.
Yeah.
They don't care.
It's so frustrating, man. I hope that people can hear the dejection in my voice because I feel so defeated as a wrestling fan. I really, as a WWE fan, and I've gone to bat and I've tried to stay true. And I was, I was a big Triple H supporter.
Oh yeah.
He was one of my guys, man. When he was wrestling, he was my guy. I love Triple H.
Oh yeah.
And I thought when he built NXT, because he built NXT, the black and gold was the brand. No matter what was going on, if you weren't watching black and gold NXT, like you were missing it.
Dude, you're not lying. That was incredible.
I'm talking the Johnny Gargano feuds with Tommaso Ciampa, like four PLEs in a row. I'm not saying PLE any four pay per views in a row. Forget that PLE crap. I'm not interested in their new terminology. I'm not gonna four takeovers in a row. Then the feud with Velveteen Dream and Ricochet. The feuds with Aleister Black and Adam Cole.
The classic Bailey Sasha Banks 30-minute Iron Woman match.
Yeah, the one of the greatest matches of all time: Sami Zayn versus Nakamura, Shinsuke
Oh my
Nakamura.
gosh. Finn
I still
Balor's
laugh
work there.
when people say I see these posts all the time. They're like, if you met a new wrestling fan and you had to give them one match to watch, why you like pro wrestling, the first match that comes to my mind: Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. Takeover. Takeover number one.
Absolutely brilliant.
Or
Absolutely brilliant.
if you want to see another brilliant match, AJ Styles versus Nakamura in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes. When I think of wrestling storytelling at its finest, I gotta go with Shawn Michaels, Undertaker 1 and 2, Hell in a Cell. And then
Hell in
to
a Cell
me,
or WrestleMania?
oh, you know what? I want to see their Hell in a Cell match. So yeah, Hell in a Cell.
Because their WrestleMania 25 was dubbed as one of the greatest matches of all time.
No doubt. I personally preferred though, even more than that, I preferred Undertaker Triple H 2 at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
That to me is par excellence. You don't get any better storytelling than that.
Did you know this was the first year that WWE hasn't had a Hell in a Cell match?
Wow. That's crazy.
I think it's like in 25 years, this is the first time that they didn't have a Hell in a Cell match this year.
Wow.
But I think, too, how many pay per views does AEW have in a year? 5, 6?
I mean, now, well, yeah, no, yeah, to your point, they probably have, yeah, like about 6, give or take.
I think WWE had what, 16, 17?
Because they're guaranteed to do one a month.
But
And
the
then main
point I'm
events.
making is there's no build, there's no reason to care about them, and you don't get anything special.
Well, because the cable model is gone. And I think that's what AEW still has going for it, is you still kind of have that cable feel where you're saying, I'm paying $39.99, $49.99, but I'll be doggone if I don't get every penny of my money's worth.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like what what you see on a WWE PLE, you could see on any Monday Night Raw or any SmackDown. The matches aren't any different. They're not doing anything spectacular to be like, oh my gosh, did you see this match? How many times last year did I call you after an AEW pay per view and be like, dude, did you watch that? You've got to watch Bryan Danielson versus Kenoshi Takeshita or whatever. I don't even remember who it was, but like
The proof is
you
in the
get
pudding.
must see matches on their pay per views is what you should. And when you're just cramming PLEs down everybody's throat, and the other thing is, like, not for nothing, another point to back up that they don't care about us. Who could afford to go to them?
And that was the major headline when they raised ticket prices excessively, where people were like, dude, now a family can't go see a WWE PLE if they wanted to, let alone Raw SmackDown. But
Did you know Raw was in Orlando last week?
no, no,
Yeah, I did. You know how much like the upper bowl tickets were?
how much?
Like $180.
The upper?
Yeah,
Nah,
I looked.
no. You know, I, I believe. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that in disbelief. I'm just saying that like it's laughable for me to pay for nosebleeds. That kind of money for nosebleeds? No.
I mean, they're getting like Taylor Swift money.
But and then you're talking about how many sponsors are in it now. You're sponsoring. You're tagging the whole ring. You're tagging the table. You're doing all this. You're doing that. You got mad money from Netflix. Wow, wow. But again, do they care?
No.
No, because honestly, they've disassociated from the mom and pop peanuts at the armory crowd. They're trying to move into stadiums only. They want to be out on the level of all professional sports, but they're not sports. They're media, so they can say, "Hey, we're going to put on if anything is like going to Cirque du Soleil or something crazy. We're going to put on a variety show for everybody, but you don't have to worry about a certain element because we're going to make it more of a VIP experience." They don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't care.
Oh, it hurts my heart, man. It really does.
It's real. Interestingly enough, AEW by Sports Illustrated now, they didn't say it. Sports Illustrated said it. They won promotion of the year.
As they should.
Hey, they put in the work. Not only that, female wrestler of the year, who you got?
Female wrestler of the year?
Female wrestler of the year.
Out of all of wrestling?
Out of all wrestling. It's Sports Illustrated, all wrestling.
If it's Sports Illustrated, I have a feeling they're going to say Mercedes Monet.
They certainly did. Mercedes Monet. Male wrestler of the year out of all wrestling.
Which
who you think is
I
that?
think is a total crock of crap, but okay.
I wouldn't say she's the female wrestler of the year because I would obviously give that to Tony Storm.
Oh, yeah. By far. Male wrestler of the year out of all wrestling?
Yeah.
See, and Adam Page?
Adam Page is who that is Sports Illustrated's pick. Absolutely.
Man, I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah. Tag team of the year, Sports Illustrated said.
Tag team of the year?
Yes.
I'm gonna lose this one. FTR?
FTR was the pick. You are 3 for 3, sir.
Wow.
Best in the ring. Overall, of 2025 Best in the Ring, Sports Illustrated said
Kyle Fletcher.
Will Ospreay. Close enough? Now, Breakout Wrestler of the Year was Kyle Fletcher, which I firmly agree with. Best on the mic.
Becky Lynch.
Tony Storm.
Oh, I feel like they would have went Becky Lynch just because of her shouting them out all the time.
That would have been hilarious.
But I'm not mad at Tony Storm.
Oh, for real? Storyline of the year.
Storyline of the year?
Storyline of the year. This is kind of a trick question though, because it's yes, it's a storyline, but it's kind of an enduring storyline. More of a I don't know.
Adam Page?
Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page's redemption arc. Correct. Rivalry of the year.
Adam Page and I can't think of his name.
I'm bleeding.
You can't see me, so I'm John
bleeding.
Cena. You can't see me. Swerve Strickland. Adam Page and Swerve Strickland.
John Moxley. I think Swerve Strickland would have been a better rivalry. I would agree with you. And then finally, show of the year, AEW Double or Nothing 2025. Wow. WWE took nothing in that list. This is not tribalism, y'all. Don't jump on the comments and say this is tribalism. It just lets you know that Sports Illustrated, who for a long time didn't cover professional wrestling at all, is telling you professional wrestling matters. I didn't say it. Sports Illustrated said it.
Oh man, I, you know, we may have to brand a little different.
You
We've been
know,
WWE heavy for so long on this
sure,
podcast, but
sure.
I, you know, I'm not opposed to including more AEW content. I just I think I'm gonna start watching because I have Wednesday nights recorded on the
Yes,
DVR,
yes.
so maybe I'll start watching that, and I'll do like you used to do. I'll just catch the highlights of the other shows.
Hey, but you know, that's honestly what I'm on is more. I want to make sure I keep up with WWE news because it's big in the wrestling world. But the show that I want to watch, I don't want to miss, is AEW. I love to watch it because I still get that feeling, man, that nostalgic feeling like back in the 2000s when Stone Cold and Bret Hart were on. Like when Undertaker would come out with the Ministry of Darkness, and you're like, "What? Oh my gosh, is he going to sacrifice Stephanie?" Uh, when Stone Cold would drive the beer truck down, when the NWO, you didn't know if they were going to take over the world. I still get those goosebumps watching AEW. And that for me as a wrestling fan is everything.
Yeah, I thought that AEW got hokey there for a while, but
Yeah.
it seems like they've done a lot better job of riding the ship and taking it in a better direction.
No, 100%. And I would firmly agree with you, man. I think that they just got to realizing we're the wrestling company. And they just focused on being the wrestling company because that's all they have to do.
Yeah.
They don't have any competition. And they said it from the start, we are an alternative. And when they got really firmly seated in that is when you start to see AEW take shape. And granted, they're like 5 going on 6 years old. So they had to work out some kinks. They had to realize that money isn't always um, the big deal. Buying the big name isn't always the move. Hence CM Punk. And they had to realize, hey man, let's create stars. Let's put on stellar matches, and we don't need to be WWE. They didn't need Chris Jericho. They didn't need all the star power they thought they needed because they have an
Well,
awesome.
I think Chris Jericho served a purpose, though.
Sure, sure.
I think he way outlived his purpose, but I think he
Yes,
served a purpose.
yes.
When
Agreed.
he originally came over, it was great for them because it gave them validation. It gave them a credibility. But he far outlived that accreditation and validity.
Sure, sure. I'm with you. I'm with you because it's wrestling.
Yeah,
It's just like in heels.
and
You're gonna have
and
Wild Bill.
I'm not. I don't want to see a 50-year-old guy in the wrestling ring. No offense, but I'm
Yeah,
not. If you're my age, you shouldn't be wrestling.
but you know what? There's gonna be guys, CM Punk, who arguably should they be there, should they not be there, because they can, because the paychecks are gonna roll in, the opportunities and merch and different things are
What?
gonna
Well,
be there. They're gonna
what
do it.
about Randy Orton?
To me personally, I have I'm biased. I have not been a Randy Orton fan. I think the only thing I liked was when he did the Legend Killer run. I'm not a Randy Orton fan. So I don't need to see Randy Orton on my screen ever.
I think he's outlived his worth, if that makes sense.
I just don't think he has much more in terms of dimension to offer.
Well, here's what I see WWE doing is because we've talked about this before. They don't create superstars like AEW does.
Sure.
So the only thing that they can do is hold on to these legends and trot them out like show ponies and be like, look, we got Randy Orton.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
and I'm with Kevin Nash in the sense that CM Punk looks bad in the ring. He looks out of gas half the time. And dude is old. I'm not saying it in a derogatory sense. I'm saying it as bro, like I legit feel bad for him. I'm like, bro, I know what that feels like. Like I
Mm-hmm.
try to do physical things and I'm like, oh man, I don't have the motor that I used to have.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Hey,
I'm gonna expose myself here a little bit.
talk about it.
Yesterday I was leaving the building, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I went out through the not the front door, but the side door of the shop right by shipping's desk. I'm not
Oh
gonna
yeah.
name names. And I tripped on something and I stepped over one of the parking things.
Ooh.
I stepped over it, I missed it. I tripped
Yeah.
on like the little plastic thing that they use to line the flower beds. I think it
Yeah.
was sticking up or something and I tripped on it. I ran halfway across the parking lot trying to get my feet underneath me so I didn't fall out in front of me. I was running as hard as I could run, bro.
Like
I was
Forrest
like,
Gump.
no, no, you're not gonna fall. No. I
That's
almost ran to my yeah, bro. You know the feeling. You're leaning forward and you're like, the ship is going down. The ship is going down. And I feel like sometimes that's what he looks like in the ring. He looks like he's just out of gas and he's trying to do certain things that he knows he can do, but he's trying not to do other things because he knows that he ain't gonna be able to react. Like, in my 20s, if I fell down, I'd get up, brush it off, and I'd go about it like there wasn't no tomorrow. If I fell down today, I'd be hurting for a week.
oh yes. You hurt
And,
sometimes. You say,
and,
what the
and
heck
that's
was
why
that?
we don't see them old guys. They only come around every once in a while. And sure, absence makes the heart grow fonder, all that jazz, whatever. You can say all that all you want. I do, like, WWE has the opportunity to build superstars now with all the young talent that they have. They've got enough talent coming up. They called up Trick Williams. Shouldn't have called him up. They should have called up Javon Evans. Javon Evans is way more ready for the next level than Trick Williams ever will be.
Oh wow.
No offense to nothing, but they missed the bus on Trick Williams. They should have called him up when he was Trick Willie hot, white hot. Now he's lukewarm and nobody cares.
That's real.
And he's doing the same sad old I'm so important gimmick on Monday Night Raw, and it's like, bro, nobody knows who you are. You, it's like, who are you? Like, what are you doing?
Like
Hey,
he's in the VIP section.
let me give you Trick Hollywood's card. If you know what, let's talk about it. Like, bro, man,
What, you don't want to talk about it?
no.
I want to talk about it.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about it. I don't know, whatever it is. I want to talk about it.
I don't. Can we just move on from this topic? But they have
Really,
they
man.
have they have enough young talent in the pipelines. And I think they have people in the right position. They have the Sean Spears and the Ricky Saints and
I'm
some of
with you.
those
I'm with you.
guys that have been around for a hot minute, the Ethan Page. They have those guys in NXT to help mold and create the up and coming talent. Oh, you showing us the liquor
I'm with
cabinet?
you. Oh, hey there. Hey there.
Hey, I don't see no VSOP over there.
I was kind of blocking it. Let me
But they
sure I
don't.
grab a charger
They
real
got
quick.
they got the key people in the right places to mold young talent, and they have the opportunity to build young talent. I mean, look what they did with Sol Ruka.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez went from a laughly, bubbly little girl, and she put on this slightly heel persona and went to the moon with it.
Oh, she's working it. She's definitely working that gimmick. They got, like you said, they have all the talent. It's now. I'm curious. Where's the mentorship? Who's grooming? And I mean that in the most positive way possible. Who's grooming this talent? Who's helping them develop? And then also giving them that space. 'Cause I think John Cena said something so important about that time of just having a beer with the veterans and shutting up, sipping your beer. And he said, you know what? There may be 6 hours of straight BS, but you want to be there for that 30 seconds of gold.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wonder if that dynamic is still happening. Because I feel like John Cena was talking about a lot of things that happened back in the day and that he's hoping will continue, but he knows or not. Like it almost like it almost felt like what Cena was talking about with Cody was that was then and this is now.
Well, I mean, you kind of see that with the implementation of the rule that they can't leave until the show's over thing.
Yeah, why would you have to say that? Crazy.
Well, because people are satisfied with where they are. I mean, think about it. Maven told you in his podcast, in the old pay schedule, you got paid to be on TV and you got paid to
Yes.
be at the shows. And you got paid extra if you made it to a pay-per-view. They don't get paid extra for that stuff anymore.
That's a
They
good
get a
point.
they get a flat rate no matter what it is.
And maybe that was the compromise though, of because back in the day, Vince was trying to shut down all these other media opportunities they had, doing YouTube channels, doing OF, doing whatever, out Twitch, whatever. Maybe that was the compromise. Like, hey, look,
Yeah, but
we'll give you
I,
the time.
dude, I had this argument with our coworker David the other day
Yeah.
about little kids baseball. These little kids are playing like a a regional a weekend tournament or whatever, and if they win the tournament, they get a big gold ring,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I said, well, okay, what do you get if you win states? Same thing. I said, well, then why would you care about it?
Wow.
So if you're getting the same money to be on a pay per view as you are on Monday Night Raw, why would you care about doing anything different?
You make a solid point.
If
You make a
you're
solid
not going to
point.
get any extra money for to be on TV more than the guy next to you in the locker room who's on TV once a month but makes the same amount of money, why would you work hard to be the best?
That is a solid point, my man. I
I mean,
take nothing
granted,
away from you.
you're gonna move up in money just because you're moving to a higher rank on the card, sure. But if you're not on a pay per view and you lose that pay per view money, and then the syndicate rights when they resell it for syndication, like
Mm.
there's no drive to be anything better than just be on there anymore. Like you do.
But you got to consider too, back in the day, guys wanted to get that TV time because, like you said, that's what paid. The pay
Well,
per views, that's
that's
what paid.
exactly my point. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is like
Yeah.
we talk about these people that there are this talent that gets to this point and then they just flounder. It's because there's no want to be at a higher place because there's they've got guaranteed money. Back in the
Oh yeah.
day, there wasn't guaranteed money.
Mm-mm.
Only a certain people got guaranteed money. The rest of it was incentivized. Like if you're on X amount of shows, then you make more money.
Exactly.
And the contracts just aren't structured that way anymore. So they're apathetic about being there because they get paid regardless.
But see, I think the other side to that is you had guys who that's all they wanted to do anyway was wrestle. Now you introduce a guy like Logan Paul into the fray. You had talent already watching him already kind of, peeping his game. And what happens? You think they're not paying attention to the plays that he's making and his brother is making? They're saying, you know what? It's cool to be a wrestler, but I want to be a personality. I want to be a media personality. And I don't know if this is internal, but I would strongly believe that WWE is looking to create those and pushing new talent in that direction. Hey, I get that you like wrestling, kid. That's cool. This is what we do. But you know what? The real money is getting on the cereal boxes. The real money is going to Saudi and doing a commercial. The real money is, being on this little tidbit that we got going on over here. They push Titus O'Neil in that direction.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I honestly believe that might actually be on the inside. But even if it's not, you have talent who their motivation, I think their personal motivation might very well be, I want to be the next Logan Paul. I want to be at that level. Not so much saying, I want to be the greatest professional wrestler who ever lived.
Well, and that's my point. Is like there's no love of the game anymore. It's they're trying to get to that level to get paid so that they can use that to transition. And nothing against The Rock or anything, but he kind of paved the way for this.
Sure,
And
sure.
him and John Cena. I mean, you could throw Hulk Hogan in there, but everything he did outside of WWE was horrendous.
Yeah,
But except for Hogan knows best,
yeah.
but that was a train wreck waiting to happen. But you've got like you said, they're not interested in being professional wrestlers to be the best. They're interested in professional wrestling because they can't make it in a regular world. So they're trying to use the pathway of professional wrestling to be a star somewhere else.
But consider the formula though. When Hogan was blowing up doing his thing, he made it with WWF and all that. But there was no WWE films back in the day. There was no other social media division back in the day. All this was Hogan getting notoriety for wrestling and then working outside of wrestling. Whereas Rock, Cena, WWE films was pushing them out to the forefront. Cena
Oh
did
yeah.
the Marine. How many Marines? Well, at least one and two to really get out there. He was doing this, and then Hollywood was trying to call him. Perhaps the formula has been there, but timing and media weren't there just yet. Now, with social media and all that the WWE can do, now, like what we're doing right now, this is the age of the creator. It used to be that you had to have a film and production company. With this world that we live in, how many podcasts could you do sitting in your living room? How many media dates could you fulfill flying around the world? Now you can make an AI clone of yourself. So it's crazy, man. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, I agree, man. I just
Yeah, it's all insane, man. But no doubt we could talk forever. We could go in on this forever. Big K-Dawg closing thoughts.
WWE sucks.
and yo,
No, man. I like I
yeah,
said, I was not looking forward to it because I felt like I had to get a lot of complaining off my chest, and I feel
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
what I've done the whole time. I love I love the art of professional wrestling. I just at this moment in time am not feeling the way that WWE is producing that art form.
exactly, exactly. And this is the day and age that we're seeing a change. We're seeing media rise and wrestling decline.
Well, in WWE for sure. There's
Oh,
other
sure, sure.
promotions, and I think that's why I like going to indie shows is because it's still wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. But we know
So my
they aren't
closing
going to that.
statement would be: if you love professional wrestling, go back to its roots. Go to a territory show, watch a local indie professional wrestling show. If you love the art of professional wrestling, if you don't love the art of professional wrestling and you like sports entertainment, subscribe to all your WWE local channels.
And that's where and to your point, I'll close with IWC. If you're going to be angry about the direction that it's going, understand this is the machine, and it has gained steam ever since WrestleMania 1. Now they can really do what they always set out to do. It's only going it's only going to get, from WWE perspective, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And you have to be along for the ride or don't watch.
All right, Breezy. Hit him with it.
You already know. Love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all.
Stay heavy.
Stay heavy, y'all.